Hey guys, my name is Dunn. I'm a physical therapist at CORE Therapy and Pilates, and I'm an owner of the business with my wife Cheryl. But today I want to tell a story about what it was like to be a patient instead of being the physical therapist. About a month ago, at about midnight, I was rolling out my back and doing some work to loosen up my upper back because I'm always stiff and tight leaning forward over people with my job as a hands-on physical therapist. And what I did is I was rolling back and forth, I dislodged the crystal in my ear that's in charge of your balance and your vestibular system. And what it did is it gave me an incredible bout of vertigo at this, like, boom, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was on my back rolling, and when I went over to my hands and knees, the room started spinning so much that I fell while I was on my hands and knees. I couldn't even be on my hands and knees. And after about 5 minutes, I was able to make my way to the bed and go to sleep because laying down didn't bother me. Well, the next morning I woke up, slept, rested pretty well, and just popped up. Sat up, stood up, and boy, it was back on. The whole room was spinning. I fell back into my bed, and then it hit me that I was really having a vertigo issue. And I've had patients complain about vertigo for 19 years of being a PT, but it never happened to me, and I never really quite understood what it was like until it hit me. And that day, that Friday, I had a full schedule. I was booked from 8 to 5, but I started vomiting after I did it's a self-technique that you can do at home to try to get the crystals back in place. And I did that technique, and it ended up making the vertigo a little better, but I started vomiting, and at that point I knew I wasn't going to be able to work that day. And so I called in, had Allyson, the physical therapist that works with me on Monday and Wednesdays, I had her come in and cover my day for the day, which was fantastic that she was able to actually see my clients that day. But more importantly, I was able to get a session with her about 5 o'clock that afternoon, that evening on Friday. So within 24 hours of my bout of vertigo, I was actually able to get my first treatment. And I saw Allyson for the craniosacral work that she does. And after an hour of the work with her, I was able to get up off the table. I was still dizzy, I was still spinning, but it was about 75% improved. So that was Friday. Went home, went to sleep like immediately. Slept from like 6:30 p.m. till the next day at like 11 or 12. And it was just a massive amount of sleep. Saturday and Sunday, I felt pretty good. Sunday, I started having some more of the vestibular issues and vertigo again, and I got another appointment with Allyson on Sunday night. So I had an appointment on Friday, I had an appointment on Sunday, and I had another appointment on Wednesday, and my last appointment on Friday. So over the course of a week, I was able to see Allyson for 4 sessions. She was able to do craniosacral work for me and basically get me to a point to by that Friday, I was completely good, and I haven't had any complaints since. So the moral of the story is 30% of PT patients who are in PT for back pain, neck pain, or whatever they're in there for, they also have vertigo. And I've known this fact, and I've seen this fact through my practice. But when it happened to me, I was very grateful to have someone to see me within 24 hours. And the craniosacral work that Allyson did, again, took me to 75% improvement after the first time, took me to 90% improvement after the second time, and then after those next 2 sessions, I was pretty much 100%. Since then, I've had 0 vertigo issues. I move my neck freely. I'm not fearful of moving. But in that week, I was afraid to move. If I turned my neck a certain way, moved my neck a certain way, it would come on, and then the room was spinning. So it was a very powerful thing when vertigo is kicking your butt. But this is my case study, again, as a patient, and I want to give a shout out to what Allyson did to help me, because it would have really interfered with my work week if I didn't get that relief. And once the weekend would have came, it would have been a hard time to find that relief. So again, getting treatment within 24 hours, I think, was super effective. If you're having any vertigo issues, don't delay, because it can creep up on you when you least are aware of it. Driving was the scariest part. I had to sit at a red light like this because the cars driving by set off my vertigo. So I had to cover my eyes so I could just see the red light above. That's when I knew that I shouldn't be driving. It's pretty crazy and pretty dangerous. So, but anyway, that's my case study. If you're having vertigo issues, give us a call, 512-215-4227, and set up a discovery session with Allyson. It's a free session to basically evaluate your vertigo, evaluate your vestibular issue, and see if you are a candidate for what she does to help with it. That's it for today. I hope all is well. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful day in Austin. Take care. Bye-bye.